Hey guys, Marcel here with another interview. We talked to Gilius after his 1-1 against Vitality. How do you feel about the game?
I feel like we didn't really deserve it. We should have been 2 out, but we're kind of lucky to get 2 Infernal Drakes, so we got 1 point, thank God.
Talking about 2 Infernal Drakes, if you guys wouldn't have managed to get 2 Infernal Drakes, do you think you would have turned the game like this?
I'm not sure. I felt like our champions were just outscaling them. If they don't pull the trigger in the mid game with Varus and get Nash and get towers, they can't really win. But yeah, the 2 Infernal helped a lot. When we team fought them, they had legit no chance.
Okay, so talk about the first game. I think the first game you played against Schalke for the first time again. He got subbed in, and I think he had a pretty good performance, right? What was it like to face him again in the jungle?
You can see that he's a jungler who has balls. He doesn't really know where I'm on the map, and he just ganks top, blindly. If I'm there, he's dead. It worked out for him. He got first blood, and he got carbo shot rolling. And I think his Nidalee is really good. He was hitting a lot of spears. He was team fighting well. So yeah, he's. I'm glad he's back. You know that we I'm glad we have another good jungler in Europe again.
So yeah, does it mean that you don't value the other jungler of Vitality as highly as him, or do you think that Schalke? It was just one game right now, and then the second game, I'm not sure how he looked. He seems to be a bit off, but his Nidalee was definitely really good, right? So what do you think about the comparison of Vitality's first jungler, Mighty Bear, to him? Because Mighty Bear, I think, too, had insane solo queue results, right?
I think Mighty Bear is really gifted mechanically. He's rank 1 in EU West right now. He's extremely good with a lot of champs, but I think he lacks team play stuff. He doesn't really know when to gank or who to gank, who to pressure, and I think his communication being bad doesn't really help, being Korean. And I think what Schalke brings rather is he can communicate really well, he can make plans and listens to everyone, so that's a difference. But I think Mighty Bear is slightly better mechanically, but mechanics don't really matter in the jungle anyway.
We talked about you talked a bit about communication, and I think you're the only team right now in the top 5 or top 6 that doesn't have any Korean imports, right? Yeah. So Korean imports a bit overrated. Do you think that team play is a lot more important than mechanics right now? With the game, how it develops, do you need the communication that badly, or is it just all about game sense, for example? Because I think Trick, as an example, his English wasn't that good, but he had a really good first split, right?
I think teamwork and communication is the most important thing. You don't really need 5 skilled players as long as they trust each other and everyone knows what to do on the map. I think Koreans are a bit overrated. Yeah, what I think is really good about them is they try hard for their lives. They have sick mechanics. They have a really good game sense because they play so much. But I think we Europeans could be on their level, if we just try hard as much as them. I'm as example tryharding on a Korean level, and I can face them, it's no problem. I think there's a lot of talented players in Europe, so you could build some talents and get away from this Korean import thing, and have really good communication.
All right, so talk a bit about more game-specific stuff. You were on the desk right now with Schalke together, and I think Chox asked you a question about Shen, right? Do you think Shen right now is good? Because I think a lot of European teams just picked it up, and it's sees a lot of play, right? Do you think it's just do you just use it as a counter pick to Irelia, or do you think as a standalone champion, you can just pick it because it has so much pressure on the bot lane right now in the after level 6?
I think we especially just use it as a counter pick to some champs. It's good into Irelia. It's good into champs I think into Gunnar it's fine. It depends on jungle pressure. I think this champion is really good if you hit every taunt. That's the main thing of a skit. If you're really good at taunting, then you can win team fights alone. So I don't know. I don't think it's a broken champ you should first pick. But it's a legit counter pick to Irelia, and it puts a lot of pressure on the map. As example, I have to really consider 4 times if I can gank somewhere else, because Shen is gonna come. Can we counter it with a TP? Can you cancel him? Stuff like this. It's a huge ass shield, so it's annoying to play against. And I think the auto attack block from his W is like a bit broken, you know, like yeah.
All right, a bit of like a weird question because you haven't played that much on the new patch, right? But on the new patch, the teleport got nerfed from 3.5 to 4.5 seconds channel time. So are junglers finally able to gank bot lane again with TP up, or is it still like impossible kind of to play around bot lane?
I think you still like can only gank bot if you have TP as well. Like you will not be able to just gank bot when you're on TP disadvantage. But I think the TP thing is like, it kind of messes up my game sense, you know, everyone's game sense. We are all like used to like knowing when the guy lands on the ward or something and then hit our skill shot. So everyone will need some time to get used to that. But I think it's I don't know, the change doesn't really matter, I think. Like it will change some scenarios where you're like backdooring something or a guy's flanking and then he will need more time to land on the TP. So yeah, we will see.
All right, thank you so much for the interview. Always good to have you here. And if you guys want to check out more stuff, theScoreEsports.com is your website to go to. Download our app, follow us on Twitter, and make sure to watch our interviews. See you guys next time.